All right. Good morning, Mindy.
Good morning, Ramon.
Welcome to the morning steam, everybody. With Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. We've got, well, I don't know, not much going on today. Just thought we'd hang out, see if there's anything we could talk about. A ton of games we're going to talk about. We're going to continue on with our football preview. We got some baseball action. We got other stuff to talk about. Anything exciting happened last night, Mindy, with the action for you with the two college games? We had the baseball card last night. What went on?
Well, I was, I had the good and bad. I was kind of bummed out with the Yankees making a lot of fielding errors there versus the Brewers. So I had, that. I had, Yankees as one of my premiums and, messed up on double play. Also messed up on, a backhanded in the hole at shortstop. I think everyone's seen the highlights on some of that. So it's kind of bummed there. So looking for the Yankees maybe to get some revenge here today. And then also did well. I had Florida State. I just took them on the money line. Was thinking it might be one of those, 1 to 3 point games. So got a victory there in college football. But I'm telling you, that Louisville team, they're no joke. That's for sure.
Well, I know I gave out Florida State with you on our show. And if you want to go back and catch up on all of our picks as we continue today with our college football picks, but you can go back and catch some of our coverage for the first half of the card on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. We previewed a lot of games. Tony's got a ton of picks up there as well, and we're going to continue on with it today. Finish up the card. Basically, we're going to go through, I don't know, might be about 26 games or so, and about try to get it done in less than an hour or 90 minutes.
Well, yeah, folks got to watch game day in Boone, don't they?
We'll be off. We'll be off before. Let you get to those bets, as Tony would say. Anyways, don't forget, we're here at Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at our website. This is where we have our premium picks each and every day. So we're going to give you a ton of free picks right now, but we want to let you know over at our website, if you're looking for absolutely our best picks, over at Tony's Picks, we got our premium picks today ready to go. Everyone's got a ton of action. They're not going to run out of action. And don't forget, Mindy, you see right there, guaranteed, all those greens lighting up. We've really done something big here with using the pick guarantee. So I think that's important moving forward on our website. All of our packages, our daily packages, are guaranteed to produce a profit. It's official now. We talked about it really, Mindy, but it's official now. If you get our package, we somehow don't produce a profit, you're going to get credits back to the site to use on any other handicapper, on any other package, using the profit guarantee. What are profit guarantee picks, Mindy?
So ultimately, it's if I put out a 5-game package and I do not win 3 of those games, you will get credits back to your account. So it's a pretty simple concept, but we want you guys to keep coming back. And we also don't want you to, think that we just are out here putting out trash plays, out here for no reason. Just to take your money. That is not the case. We are here to do our best to make sure we put out all plays that are winners. So we're going to guarantee our work here at Tony'sPicks.com.
And of course, Mindy and I have a ton of premium picks
we do.
ready to go, locked and loaded. Mindy, maybe you could just cover what your card entails today, because I know you have picks and packages, I guess, probably broken down in time order, if you will, early packages, late packages.
I did a couple of different things here this time. So you can see up there. So I got a Pac-12 college football guaranteed 5-pack. So I did some based off of maybe your favorite conference. And then I also did some based off of time. So I think that way you can find a little bit of everything, that you like for the day. So I did some of those ACC, Big Ten. So put some of those together for you too. And again, they're all guaranteed. Also put out my best bets I'll have baseball here after the show, still waiting on some lines. So that's where we're at.
All right. I also have packages up for the day as well. Got a 3-pack of action in the early window. I have a 3-pack of action in the mid-afternoon window, and you can pick those up with that profit guarantee over at Tony's Picks. So I'll also have some packages later as well. And Mindy, if anyone has missed our previous consensus picks, where we agree here on the show on a play when we give out our rapid fire free picks, we've packaged those up. And, look, we're giving to you for free. You can come here and watch our show. That's what we want. We want to be YouTube cappers right here talking sports with you every day. We're getting comments just rolling in today, Mindy. But if you don't have time to do it, we do offer it. And maybe you could do us a solid by picking up those picks. Because, look, we're going to charge for it. We package it. We have a little write-up on the games as well. Not everyone watches YouTube. We still want to, make sure we give out good picks. And when Mindy and I agree, we thought, let's package these up. And if that way, if anyone, still wants to pick up our packages, you can go to the website, maybe drop us a little payment, a little subscription. Let's call it what it is, subscription, right? And you can pick up our consensus picks, and we're going to offer those every day. And we already have a 3-pack up right now. You can go back. It's only 3 hours before kickoff. You got to go through the YouTube videos. We bookmark them. We bookmark it. You can go and find it. It's a little bit of work unless you're, pretty YouTube savvy.
Right.
But if you're lazy like me, you can just, throw down the money and just get the picks, and we'll be off and running. And Mindy and I will appreciate it too. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Good morning to everybody. This is awesome. Thanks. We're going to continue on with the college football card. I better get into it, Mindy. Unless
I know. I think we got some excitement brewing out of these folks here today. They're ready to go. They want to get their picks in.
Right. I mean, I don't even know if we'll have time for analysis. We might just throw out the picks and keep going.
Just picks. Tony's picks. Just picks.
Games to cover, but we've done the research, and our best plays are over at Tony'sPicks.com. We mentioned that, so that's what we want to make sure everybody knows. Really, go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, and we'd love you to subscribe to our picks. If it's not a short-term or long-term pass, just hop on the individual package today. Pick up a 3-pack, a 5-pack, whatever your fancy, whatever your maybe the games are sometimes listed there as well, and you can get the game that you're looking forward to today. A ton of picks, ton of games.
Ready for this?
Yeah, let's get into it. No time to waste. Let's bring up the free picks rapid fire graphic and get right into it and start with. Oh, this doesn't sound like a fun time at all. When Toledo goes in to visit the Horseshoe and Ohio State. The spread is 31 and the total 62. That's kind of interesting. But anyway, what do you got here?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of puts it right all in play, right? I mean, I don't know. I think Toledo, ultimately, they have that nice running quarterback. I think he's really going to help probably keep this one in striking distance. I'm going to take Toledo here, getting those, big points, cross my fingers and hope they stay within distance on that Ohio State team. Again, this one here, just a free pick for me. So, not real confident, but I do like where that Toledo team's kind of heading here today.
All right. And I think I'll jump on board with you, and I'll take those big points with Toledo. What do you say?
Let's go. Let's do it, Ramon.
Right. I want to make sure we get some consensus plays. I might like it even a little bit more strongly.
Oh, good. I hope.
Yeah, maybe than Mindy. I think maybe.
Oh, good. See, Latifa, she likes Toledo too. Look at that. We're building consensus one person at a time. Who else is out there with us?
We want to see your comments, so we're both going to be on it there. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Ohio State should crush them, but maybe they'll not beat up on old Toledo and let off the gas a little bit in front of all those fans. Okay. Keep moving on here. Let's take a look at another one that doesn't look like too much fun. Akron and Tennessee. Tennessee, the 47.5 point favorite. Total 67.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Akron's best chance to stay close is going to be on the sideline and not playing. I think the Volunteers, they're just going to probably make this one pretty miserable on those Zips. I mean, Zips haven't stopped anyone, and Tennessee, too big, too strong, too fast. I'll take Tennessee minus 47.5.
Okay. And I'm going to come in here with the under. I think there's plenty of value there. I have this one graded closer to the low to mid 60s. I'm bringing up the current lines too because I do want to see and make sure that we haven't seen too much movement. I entered these in a little while ago, and of course, we could see some action here as the time gets close. You would correct me, right? Yeah, 67. That's fine. I will go under as my free play here. All right. Not a lot of breakdowns, Mindy. We're just going with
Nope,
the
we're just going to
flow.
go.
Yep. Latifah's got the under two. So, yep. Charlotte is going to be at Georgia State. We have Georgia State here, 19.5, total 61.5.
Yeah, so, Charlotte gave up, 559 yards to William and Mary. Georgia State lost to South Carolina. I mean, I think Georgia State is definitely the better team here. Not a whole lot of info, too much to go on with these kind of big blowouts here. But I'm going to take Georgia State at the minus 19.5.
All right. That sounds fine. I am going to go under in this game with Charlotte and Georgia State as my selection. Look, I kind of agree there. I think Georgia State is probably uh, they can get a blowout victory here. That is a lot of points, I would think, but. For me, I think it'll be a lower scoring. I don't know about low scoring.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely pin it in the high 50s
50s,
here,
yeah.
but I will go under there in Charlotte and Georgia State. Let's keep going with Texas Tech at North Carolina State. North Carolina State, a 10-point favorite. This total is all the way down to 55.5. Opened quite a bit higher, I think, at about 59.5.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought that Texas Tech Houston game was pretty, interesting here. But also, if I take a look at Texas Tech, they have one of the, worst secondaries in the nation here. I don't really expect a whole lot of a difference here either in this one. I think I'm gonna actually take the North Carolina State here at home at that minus 10.
Yeah, so we just talked about Charlotte, right? We saw what happened when the Wolfpack blew out Charlotte. You like Tech, you say?
Oh,
What would you
no, I like
say?
North Carolina State
You do
over
like
Texas
North
Tech,
Carolina? You like North Carolina State laying those points?
laying the 10, yeah.
Okay, and I think there's value here on the over now. I kind of like that original number at 59.5, and I think so. I think that gives me a little bit of value here with 55.5. So for me, I will go over in that one. Look, you figure the Texas Tech had that uh, overtime game, but they've still have put up some pretty good numbers. Uh, against Houston, so that was a crazy game. I think this one could have some scoring as well. Probably get into the 60s here. I will go over. All right, Arkansas State and Memphis. Memphis, a 14.5 point favorite. That's up from an opener of about 12, and this
Your
total
free
now
pick
at
yesterday
60.
on Tony's site that you had that Harvard Merrimack game, and I was like, wow, I couldn't believe Merrimack kept it so close, made it into overtime. So I just wanted to mention that one too.
Yeah, I mean that one was I flopped on the game, but it did turn out to be quite exciting.
Right.
And Merrimack, nice little program they got developing there. Really, I thought that was quite a stunner. They really picked up the pace there. Uh,
Yeah, I mean that overtime. What can you do, right? Okay, so back to Arkansas State and Memphis. Again, Arkansas State, they give up close to 400 yards, a game here. I think they're going to have a really, really hard time stopping Memphis in this one. I'm going to take Memphis here to cover the spread at home, minus 14.5.
Okay, you will lay the big number here. Now, look, these two teams had a crazy, crazy game last year, if you remember. But I think for me, I think that might be. I don't know if it's going to be a repeat performance of what happened last year. I think this total, is kind of put up there maybe because of that. But look, it was a wild one last year. But I'm going to go under in this one, under the 64 in Arkansas State and Memphis. Let's go with Central Florida now. They're going to be taking on Florida Atlantic. Central Florida laying 9 here on the road. Total
Yeah.
is up to 61.5. This one's been kind of a late mover here. In fact, now I'm showing Central Florida 8, Mindy.
Oh, geez. Yeah. So Central Florida, they're 3-0, against games versus Florida Atlantic. They're averaging 35 points per game. Only been giving up 15 thus far. So I mean, with that, especially with it's kind of strange. People are, I think for me heading over to Florida Atlantic side. I'm going to take UCF to cover this one today on the road. I'll take them.
Okay, and I think that total is getting a little bit too high right now. Really, what I'm feeling, I think that the original number 57.5 was much more in the neighborhood that I was looking for. So I think with the 4 points of value right now, I want to go under as my play. Go under the 61.5 now in Central Florida and Florida Atlantic. All right, we're going to stay in Florida. A lot of football in Florida. Here's South Florida taking on Florida. Florida man. Florida minus 24, and the total is 58.5.
Yeah, so I mean, South Florida give up close to 300 yards rushing per game. I think Florida will ultimately probably take advantage of this. I like Bohannon. I think he'll keep this one. I think he'll keep it close. But to me, I'm going to take Florida here to cover that big spread. Not been impressed with that South Florida defense as of yet.
Well, I think that Florida, they might be able to name the score. I don't necessarily disagree with you there, but I think that South Florida itself may have trouble putting anything on the board. Florida is just so terrible in this role. That's what kind of scares me about it.
Yeah, right.
But I'm going to go under 58.5 as my play. I'll go under. Figure maybe Florida does almost all of the scoring. South Florida, maybe they can get 2 touchdowns, but I think that still keeps it under. So under for me is the call. So, all right. How about SMU and Maryland, Mindy? This seems like a wild one.
I think
Right
so.
now, the spread is just out of control. It's 72.5. I think it actually has been brought down a little bit. I think it went all the way up to as high as 74. And Maryland, who opened about a 1-point favorite, now a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one is, these quarterbacks here are going to put up some numbers in this one. I think the Maryland probably has the better receiving core at this. I think because of that, I'm going to take them at home at the -3. But I think again, it's one of those. Is SMU as good as they've shown when they played that North Texas team? I think they probably are. I don't really think it's one of those with that Texas State was like that bad. So I'm going to take Maryland. I like them to cover here in this one with that little bit of home favorite there in this.
Well, Okay, lay the points with Maryland. Mindy says, I was looking for a play. I thought, maybe I'll just go with what Mindy does. Maybe but I'm just going to go with Latifa. Can I do that? I'm just going to
Yes,
roll
of course.
with Latifa. She says it's going to go over 80. Now, again, I will caution Mindy. I gave you that stat on our last show too, that over this season and last season, that totals of 70 and higher right now are on a 12 and 24 under run. I mean, that's that's 2/3 of the games are going under. But here, I kind of agree with Latifa. This one might get to 80 points. Now, if I agreed totally with Latifa, I wouldn't be giving this game out free. If it was going to go to 80, I think I would be given as a premium. But at 72.5, I think they can get to about 75 and maybe creep up a little bit more. No disrespect to our friend Latifa. If it goes 80, though.
There we go. So we got some more backers there
Yep.
for Maryland.
And here comes Maryland to lay the points here. So, okay. So we're on record. Yeah, I still going to go over, even though I just gave out that crazy statistic. That's okay. All right. Let's continue on, and now take a look at Michigan State is going. This is an interesting trip up to Seattle and take on Washington. Washington 3.5-point favorite. Michigan State opened the favorite way back when, but now Washington's the favorite. Michigan State opened a 2-point favorite. Washington is a 3.5-point favorite. Kind of a crazy line move here. Total is currently at 56.5, maybe a juiced up 56.
Yeah, I mean, I almost think here with this one with Washington being that home favorite, that the odds makers are expecting Michigan State maybe to play a sloppy game, or Washington with their aggressive defense is maybe going to cause some turnovers here in Seattle. I mean, it is a tough place to play. I think that Michigan State offense is good. But yeah, I mean, whenever I see something to me that just kind of looks off a little bit, I tend to go with these odds makers here. I'm going to take Washington at home at the -3.5 here.
Okay. I'm going to come in with the over in this game. I'm going to go over. I'm not getting the best price, so don't want it as a premium play. I mean, this one opened 53.5. I'm missing out now on a ton of value here,
Right.
really. No value at all in it, but I do think it'll be a higher scoring game, so I'm going to look to go over in this one. Crush Diamond says Michigan State and under. So basically going, just fade us, Diamonds. That's okay.
Right.
We better put this one, we better put Diamonds up there just in case Diamonds wins, because that'd be a good call. We want to make sure everyone sees what Diamonds had. Okay, Pittsburgh and Western Michigan. We know that Pittsburgh is a favorite here, a runaway favorite, really, almost. They opened 8, now they're up to 11. And this one, Mindy's had that crazy total drop. Mostly, it's interesting because, the Pittsburgh has the quarterbacking issues right now, but yet the spread has continued to rise. Now, maybe it's 10.5 now, but certainly was 11, which is higher than the opener of 8. And the total, though, at 48, did open much, much higher. Pittsburgh's got the quarterback issues. Slovis obviously is, I believe, out of this game.
Right. And I think, if both of these teams were healthy, Pittsburgh would definitely be the play here. But with him, being, questionable at best, the secondary's really kind of struggled this, so far here with Pittsburgh. I'm not so sure they can be trusted in this one on the road. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Western Michigan here at home, getting the +11 in this one.
Okay, and I think, I don't want to. I'm gonna go opposite. I don't want to lay. I'm gonna go opposite though.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pittsburgh can get healthy. I'm not worried about Slovis. I mean, I think everybody thinks he's kind of, there's obviously, he made the move to Pittsburgh. He's a much talked about guy. But again, the spread hasn't moved, even though the total has. That's kind of weird to me. But I'll lay 11 now with Pittsburgh.
Challenge.
no value there, right? I mean, this is a non-consensus play for Mindy and I. All right, continuing on now. A lot of people talking about this one, Nevada and
Ew.
Iowa. So you're in your neck of the woods here, Nevada, big underdog, gutsy team though, but 23-point dog, total 39.5.
Can Iowa score any points? I mean, are they
How
going
are
to
you going
score
to cover
more than like
23 points when you can't even score?
right? I don't understand. I'll take Nevada plus 23. I think they can keep this one close. I'm not sure why they wouldn't be able to with the way that Iowa's playing, just not being able to produce any sort of offense. I mean, their highest total of the year
Last, right?
is
Are they last
9.
in offense in the country or what?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I haven't officially looked.
No, I mean,
But yeah, they're bad. I mean, they're just bad. Take Nevada.
they can't even get up and down the field like twice in one, total yardage. So
Plus, it's like super rainy here in the Midwest today too. So that I don't know if that's gonna help anything either. But
okay, well, we saw how ugly the last game was. I'll go under 39.5. I could have had 42, so I can't really give it out as any premium or anything like that. We waited until this moment
yeah,
to give it out, and I'm missing a whole field goal in a game where, you know, points could be at a
one point
premium.
premium.
So yeah,
That's right.
yeah. All right. Next up, we have is going to be UL Lafayette is traveling to take on Rice, and UL Lafayette is favored by 11, and the total is 52 now. I'm showing 11 and a half and 52, so that's a current line right now that I'm looking at in a book. But this was when I typed it in. So what do you see though?
Yeah. So I mean, I think Lafayette has not only won their last 15 straight against Rice, but they've covered their last 7 of 10. So meanwhile, Rice is having a hard time even uh, getting a quarterback here this season. It's been kind of up and down, tumultuous for Rice. I'm going to take Lafayette minus 11.
God, do they ever lose? I mean, they're a good team, year in and year out. Uh, kind of want to lay it with you here and lay these 11 and a half points. I think we will. Why not? We need
Yeah,
some.
sure.
We need our consensus plays. I can't like Rice necessarily here against the mighty UL Lafayette. I mean, I don't know. Double digits seems like a tough ask in a game, but you mentioned those statistics, so let's have a consensus play there so we can get some consensus going. Okay, let's continue. This is going to be Texas San Antonio is going to take on the University of Texas. Texas just a 12 and a half point favorite now. It opened as high as 16, but now we're looking at 12 and a half. Total is down to 57 and a half from an opener of 61 and a half. Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's one of those that because they had that emotional close loss to Alabama and lost a starting quarterback, if that's the case for this minus 12 and a half spread, or if it's it's here they have a lot of offensive weapons to keep this game close. For me, I'm going to say we're going to keep this game close here with the Roadrunners. I'm going to take the plus 12 and a half.
Well, and they've got the quarterback, to do it, right? I mean, Harris is a guy that is like number one in the nation in total offense. So, I just would prefer to get, all those points. So 11 does kind of worry me. But again, with the total dropping to 57 and a half, and I think what you said about UTSA's ability to score, and I'm talking about Harris being a good quarterback, and UTSA, they've worked hard to get to this point where they could only be an 11-point dog against the
Right.
University of Texas. You figure where these programs have come from and where they've been throughout history, if you will, and to see this is kind of not funny, but it just goes to show you. I'll go over 57 and a half. I think that's where I want to go. I think it's going to get to the 60s in this one. Louisiana Tech is going to take on Clemson, another boring game. Clemson, 33 and a half and the total is 53. 53 pretty much. It's going down.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson, I think they've won about 35 straight games at home. I expect Shipley to add to his 4 rushing touchdowns this season so far, averaging over 130 yards per game rushing. I think this should be no problem for Clemson to cover that 33.5 spread.
Yeah, the numbers seem to favor them, even though it's a big number, just because of spread numbers for both teams. So I think Louisiana Tech might have trouble putting the ball in the end zone, period, in this one, actually. They maybe Clemson, you could say they're struggling, even though they're 2-0, but they'll get healthy today. I'll go under just to be different here. I do like the move, seriously. The looks like a sharp move to me, and I will take under 53 in this one. All right, we're knocking this.
Yeah, look at us
We're
go.
actually almost done. I mean, I got some baseball plays. So Miami is going to take on Texas A&M. Pretty nice game here. Texas A&M, 6-point. Oh man, this one's a little bit of a mover this morning. I'm showing up to 6.5 now at some sites, and the total. This one's been a pretty big dipper. Opened as high as 49.5, but now we're looking all the way down to 44.5.
Yeah, I mean, A&M just hasn't looked very impressive. I think Miami's defense here might be able to cause a couple turnovers in this one. Might go back and forth. A&M's just been having just a heck of a time trying to score here. Last game versus App State, only 186 yards of total offense here. I'm going to take a look at the under 45 here in this one, Ramon.
Okay, you still like unders, but yeah, I understand. Okay. For me, I think I'm going to be taking these points with Miami. I think a touchdown is good enough for me now, and I will take these points. I believe in Miami right now, and I don't believe in Texas A&M after what we saw. There's a lot of question marks, obviously, with A&M. I think, and their performance. So me and Crush, I want to make sure we're in agreement on something.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Okay, next one up. Okay, my San Diego State team. They're going to take on Utah. This is a pretty big number for Utah to cover against a decent defense like San Diego State has. Utah is favored by 21, and the total is 48.5.
Yeah, I mean, last year this was that fun game, 33-31 in triple overtime. Sweating along with Ramon probably last year watching that game. Utah last time just totally crushed Southern Utah. It was like 73-7, 73-10, something like that. San Diego State, they've just been struggling a little bit on offense. I actually thought they would get off to a better start this year. Was pretty high on them, and I kind of feel like I'm starting to fade San Diego State maybe a little bit here in this one. But, just because of the way it's kind of been struggling to score, might think it might be a little bit lopsided here in this one. I'm going to take the under 48.5.
Okay. Yeah, for San Diego State, I think what their key, they brought in Burmeister to be the quarterback. They talk about Matthews being an experienced receiver, but really San Diego State, they need to get back to running the football. I mean, that's what they usually do best. They weren't necessarily sure they had the backs, but they did pick it up last week a little bit, and I have to consider the Aztecs here to cover 3 touchdowns in this one. I will take San Diego State plus 21. All right. Another wild one expected tonight when Fresno State takes on USC. Another one of those big totals. And you have USC. Is that number right? No, I just typed it in. It's minus 11. It looks like I have fat fingers, I think is what it is. In fact, I'm showing it down to 10.5 now. And the total is 72. So it was never 22 points.
Yeah, I mean, I think Fresno State's offense.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. I mean, I think Fresno State's offense might have enough firepower here to keep it close. Fresno State, they're 5-1 against the spread and in their last 6 road games. While USC, on the other hand, they're 2-5 in their last 7 against the spread at home. I think I'm going to take Fresno State plus points in this one at USC. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, why wouldn't Fresno State be able to hang in there? And I've got to go under in this one with the big move to the total of 72. It went as high as 74. It has been brought back down by sharps. But for me, if I'm going to play that other one over, I better play one of these 70s to the under. Look, I get it. It could be a wild one with the way SC is looking in Fresno. Man, that really, you're looking at a game that's supposed to be basically like 42-32. Pardon me, Mickey.
Are you going to make it?
641 here on the West Coast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I'll go under and think that maybe Fresno does not, get up to 5 touchdowns in this one, and USC doesn't get the total blowout. Like you said, you're taking Fresno, so they'll have to play a little bit of defense if they're going to expect to cover, I would think, in this one. All right. Pardon me for that, everybody, on that yawn.
It happens. It's early.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been to bed, so okay. Too many games. Too many games to look at.
What are you supposed to do, right?
Eastern Michigan is going to take on Arizona State in real interesting matchup. But Arizona State, a 3-touchdown favorite here. The total is 56.5.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan still struggling on defense. I think Arizona State should be able to capitalize on that. Eastern Michigan, they've gone 1-5 against the spread in their last 6. I like Arizona State here to cover easily versus an Eastern Michigan team.
Yeah, there was a time, Mindy, when Eastern Michigan was, their uniforms are green and they were bringing home the money week after week after week. But that doesn't happen anymore. Those days are gone when we cashed. It seemed like for 3 years straight on Eastern Michigan.
It would be that Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan.
Still a lot of points, but I'll elect to go under in this one. Look, Arizona State doesn't necessarily impress me. I know a lot of people think they might be able to get a big number here, but I'm not so sure about that. I will go under in Eastern Michigan.
Still good games to watch tonight, so I'm pretty excited.
Yep, those will be some good West Coast action. The SDSU Utah, Fresno SC, Eastern Michigan, and ASU all in there. So, all right, there's also plenty of FCS action. I don't have anything up and ready yet. I might even have a package here. That's what I'm going to do right after we get off the air is take a look at those FCS games. There's a ton of them, about 21 or 22 of them today. So if anybody's got a pick out there on any FCS, let me know. But I don't yet at this point. I have my numbers ready to go. I'm looking at I see the lines. I could just rattle them off and just start picking games here with you, but might bore everybody. So, anyways, good job, Mindy. Let's move into, if you want. I took a look at Major League Baseball. If you have any comments on some of the games, and I can clean up some of the pitching a little bit as we get into today. If everybody wants, I know we're here about football, but we've covered every game, Mindy, throughout the week,
right,
with our football predictions. So you can watch our previous shows or just look through the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, and you'll see all the plays there for the week. So we got all of our plays in, and we can just roll through these baseball games and send everybody on their way for a fun day. This will be Minnesota and Cleveland with Winder and Bieber. Bieber is, I want to call up the baseball lines. I typed these in about 2.5 hours ago, and a lot of them weren't. In fact,
some of them weren't even out yet, right?
Let me correct this one. Oops, I have a little technical issue here with my banners. Okay, let me actually just clean this up. Minnesota starting pitcher is going to be Varland now for the Twins. This is not. oh, it's breaking news, but I'm seeing it for the first time myself. Definitely Cleveland's going to be, they're about $1.70 now, and the total is 7.5. I don't know if I trust Bieber necessarily at that price. I might be apt to take the dog here. I kind of like the under as well, which is going to be better for me. Is there any value there at all? Boy, it seems like I prefer. I'm going to take the dog here as my video play. I'm going to be on Minnesota in this one. This is a doubleheader today, so I don't know, how that's going to shake out. The second game, I do see Winder and Pilkington as the pitchers in that one. Maybe I can cover that. Did you look at anything yet?
No, I hadn't looked at
Waiting for the
those
lines?
either. So
Okay.
again, I had kind of briefly looked at this morning, and I saw that there wasn't quite a lot of information out there as of yet. Some starters weren't out there, so I kind of wrote down initially what I want to take a look at. Like looking at a run line here on this Cardinals game, that sort of thing. So
Okay.
I
Well,
was rooting for Pujols again though last night. He only got one.
Miner and Hudson will be the starters for Cincinnati and St. Louis in Game One. It's another a double header here, so proceed with caution, I guess.
Right.
Maybe this is where the sharps are hanging out in baseball land today. Look at that total is up 8.5 right now. I'll go over in St. Louis, Cincinnati, and St. Louis, Colorado, and the Cubs. Urena and Wisniewski is going to be the starting pitcher for the Cubs. I think this total looks a little high here in this one. Haven't really checked the weather yet, but that does seem to indicate that maybe there's going to be some issues there. But I'm going to go under 9.5 in this one with Colorado and the Cubs. We got a big game here, Baltimore and Toronto. Baltimore's slipping away. It's okay. Good season, Baltimore. Bradish going up against Bears. Uh, let's see. I was hoping the total was 9, but it's 8.5. I still like the under. I think it's 8.5. That total, that graphic throws off because it's 8.5 under 25 now. So I think that looks like a sharp side to me. I like the under in Baltimore and Toronto. Okay, with
Are your guy Fetty's back on the mound?
yeah, Fetty Day here, but I might actually like Fetty in this spot. Let me see. I
You
think,
liked him last night, so I don't know why not.
yeah. Well, I mean, again, I look, I get it. I mean, especially Miami, and they fared pretty well against Washington in this series. Ended up being a ton of runs yesterday, right? In
Yeah.
that game with Luzardo and Gray. So I'll take Washington in this one at about an even. I think it's probably even now. It says plus $1.15 or so. That might work for me. I'll take Washington. Kansas City and Boston. This is Singer and Hill. Singer minus this that Hill's probably $1.45 ish or so now, and that total has dipped. It looks like to 8.5. So look at that. Looks like a pretty sharp move there. Those are the things that I kind of look at in my initial handicap, and I like the under anyway. So I'll go under. I'm going to mark it down as 8.5, Mindy, because
Okay.
that's what I'm showing. It's pretty much a 8.5 shaded to the over, so I can get maybe a minus $1.05 on that one. All right. Looks like Texas and Tampa Bay. It says undecided, but just because we didn't know who the opener was, probably. And I've got Armstrong as the pitcher here for Tampa Bay against Texas. Yeah, it's $1.40 or so, and the total is 7 under 20. In this one, I think Tampa Bay, they might be. Ooh, boy. I'm going to take Texas. I'm going to take Texas at plus $1.20 here against Tampa Bay with Gray pitching. All right, we've got the White Sox and Cueto taking on Rodriguez and Detroit. So they're 155 Showing down to 145 now, 7.5 over 25. That's good. Now, look, that's a move from the 8, but I want to go over this one now at 7.5. I'm going to go over in the game with Cueto and Rodriguez at 7. So I'm marking it 7. 7.5 over 25 is what I'm taking there. Maybe it's 8 under, but either way, I'm going to go over. Try to wrap up this baseball with you, Mindy. And Pittsburgh and Wilson going up against the Mets and Bassett. And right now it looks like Bassett, wow, 300 favorite here. The total is seven, maybe it's 7.5, maybe it's 8 under. I don't like, I want to take Pittsburgh kind of.
Just because.
Yeah, I kind of
Good
want
value.
Pittsburgh on the value here, and I will. I'll take them plus 250-ish. What can I get? 250, 260. That's okay. I'll take Pittsburgh on that big old money line on a Saturday when no one's paying attention. New York, you've talked about it, Mindy, yesterday with that crazy game. The Yankees had a 5-0 lead in the second inning,
Yeah.
and they let Milwaukee come all the way back, and Milwaukee
Years.
ended up winning it in that one. I had a premium on the Yankees.
Yep,
So
same.
Yep. So do I dare come back on them today? I'll go over. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I do. I like the Yankees today. I might even, I probably will play them somehow, some way, but I'll take the over here just because I'm scared of what happened yesterday, and yeah, I'll take them there. Okay, Minnesota and Cleveland. Minnesota, I think we announced it's Winder is the starter for Minnesota. So we're giving you this just so you have the pictures and all that, and we're giving out some rapid fire plays. But in this one, Mindy, I'm gonna have to take a pass because not enough research for me with all the not only the college football, but I just couldn't get to that game with the doubleheader, the pitching change. I didn't mind on that first game, uh, with Varland pitching. To me, it's kind of a they're throwing out a pitcher kind of thing, right? I mean, but I can't do anything, I'm afraid, with this one. Okay. Oakland and Houston. Houston, we got another big favorite here. Houston with Urquidy. It says 280 there. I think he's gone down to about 265 or so. Total is 8. Something's telling me I want to take Houston. They couldn't do it against JV yesterday, but maybe they will. Yeah, I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over the 8 in Oakland and Houston. I don't trust them necessarily. I'm going to look for some way possibly to get on Oakland there, though. I know that. All right, Cincinnati with Green. Green's back, and he's taking on St. Louis and Hudson. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
No, because we already that's Quintana. Watch out, these teams are kind of playing some hanky panky hocus pocus with these pitching changes on these doubleheaders right now. So, but this is what I'm seeing on the sports books releasing it. So those are usually somewhat semi-official. Always possibility they could switch. And with this one being the second game of the doubleheader, maybe a tougher call for me, but I will come in. I'll take Cincinnati. I know the price will be very, very high, so really just looking to take dogs here in a doubleheader on a Saturday. All right, Philadelphia and Nola, Atlanta and Odorizzi. This one's kind of close to a pick 'em here with the total 7.5.
Yeah, that 8th inning. What the heck happened there?
All right. I'm going to give out the under in this one with these two. I kind of wanted to give out a premium. I just don't know if I'm going to get a package together in Major League Baseball today. So I want to thank you, Kevin. I'll take care of that right away. Appreciate you.
Wrong.
All right.
All right.
Yep. I didn't realize.
Yeah. So who did you like in this one?
Yeah. I'm going to take the under. Game's about to pick 'em. Total 7.5. I'll take under. All right, San Diego and Musgrove, Arizona, and Zach Gallen. What can you say about Zach Gallen? I'll take Arizona here at this reasonable price against a San Diego team. Look, the Padres beat them up yesterday, no
Yeah,
doubt
pretty
about it.
big.
But they're not going to
12
beat up.
nothing.
I don't think they're going to beat up Zach Gallen. So
I think you should just put Kelly in there every time.
yeah, right. This one we're definitely going to take a pass on right now because I do not know anything about San Francisco's pitching plans, and I don't know if anybody else does either. So we know Jose Urias will be Luis Urias will be pitching for the Dodgers. We don't know about San Francisco. Just going to have to take a pass. All right. Seattle and Kirby, LA and Otani. This one is closer to a pickup. I'm actually showing Otani now as a slight favorite and the total 7. And maybe this might be my other premium.
Look
I'm
out.
I'm kind of saving this one. Might have spoiled it with that other play, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna pass on this one too in a late game. All right, got a couple. I want to look next at the CFL. I've kind of discontinued the series because we got these shows and seems like a ton of action. So
Yeah.
let me just cover this one right here with the Blue Bombers and Tiger Cats. I gave out a clunker with the Blue Bombers last time. They're the best team still in the league, but I'm going to come on with Hamilton here. At least I'm getting the home team this time. So I'll take the Cats plus 7.5. Try to beat those Blue Bombers, the mighty Blue Bombers today. That'll be my pick. Also, we have the Lions and the Stampeders. In this one, I will lay the points with Calgary. This one opened 4. It's now 6.5. BC's got all sorts of issues. They did just sign Vernon Adams. Vernon Adams is going to start at quarterback, which is better than the last option, even though Vernon Adams might be, past his prime as well. But they were having all sorts of issues in BC. So Calgary's my play there. So we gave out Hamilton. We gave out Calgary. I want to touch on a few more sporting events before we get out of here. Top of the hour. See what happens if we don't do any analysis. We finish the show on time. But I just want to mention one big sporting event tonight. This is going to be a big boxing match, but it's a little bit one-sided. But you have Canelo Alvarez. So let's be respectful of these guys. I'm just calling him by his first name. I guess I could have put Canelo and GGG or Triple G or something, but you got Alvarez, big favorite against Gennady Golovkin today, minus 450. Total 10.5 over 215. This one expected to go the distance, it looks like, for most part, but Alvarez still a huge favorite there. So no pick necessarily, but I just want to see if is this it for Triple G? Does he have anything left in the tank against Canelo? We've seen Canelo. We've seen that he does. He's vulnerable. We've seen him lose. So also there's UFC Fight Night tonight. There's a big card from the Apex. Not a major UFC promotion. This will be just on ESPN Plus, and the main event there is Sandhagen versus Song. So Mindy, anybody, that's a lot of picks and stuff like that, but they can always head on over to our website, tonyspicks.com. There you'll find our premium picks, absolutely our best picks, all profit guaranteed on our one-day passes now. So if we do not profit on those passes, you're going to get credits back into your account to use on the same handicapper, on a different handicapper. You can even apply it to a longer term package, if you so choose.
How many of you guys out there watching have been on the site? Go ahead and post in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Right. And we're making changes every time. Sometimes, we're making changes to the site. We're always trying to improve the site. So there's our best bet. Don't forget our best bets are designated with the best bet icon there. So you can see who has a best bet on what game and whatnot. So everyone pretty much chooses at least one or two best bets every day. And if your best bets in the package are listed in there as well. We also have our $15 introductory and discount pick offers over at Tony's Picks. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. Do Mindy and I a solid, get us on the 2-for-1 capper promotion, and sign up for the 3-day. I think that might be good right now. So as a 2-for-1 capper promotion, you get one handicapper, get them at full price, you get the second handicapper at half price. You get Mindy and I on a little package there. Look at that, 3-day, very convenient. You like our show, we appreciate it. I know it's $150, but you're going to get a ton of picks. Mindy, how many premiums will you have, for example, over the next 3 days, you think?
Well, I have right now 19 college football picks for today. That's not including what I'm going to put out for baseball. And then for NFL, not totally sure, but I'm usually about 5 on that plus baseball. So quite a few, actually.
Yeah, I've got at least a dozen in college football. So look, it says 150, but if you're going to be playing, 1, 2, 3 bills a game, something like that, you're really not paying too much for these research picks that we're giving out over at Tony'sPicks.com. So, all right, Mindy, appreciate you. Thanks for doing this one relatively quickly and get out of here so everyone can get on with their day. We're gonna everybody big day. I've got work to do. I've got more plays I want to do. I got my own little bets I want to get in and things like that. And it's just gonna be an awesome day of college football. Everyone, see you tomorrow, Mindy. We'll be back with NFL tomorrow and probably a little bit more in depth on. We'll get a little more in depth on Major League Baseball. But appreciate you.
Yeah, so we have to see how those Huskers are going to do. We had like a big family meeting about it, yesterday. So half think they're going to cover, half think they're not going to cover. Half think that because the Nebraska team is going to practice tackling at practice now instead of flag football, that they might be a better tackling team on defense. Who knows? I'm not sure how convinced I am in 1 week's time how they'll do.
I didn't know if Tony caught that joke when I said I was just going to go hang out and drink beers with Scott Frost. Probably got some co-eds there at the bar. And
right.
Like I said, no,
but it is like thundering and lightning right now. So I think it's supposed to clear out by mid-afternoon. So we'll see how this game goes this morning.
Well, and again, maybe even a team sees it when the, coach is slacking, the leader of the team is slacking. Yep. They're like, we don't have to try hard too. Right. You get Mickey Joseph in there.
Well, Mickey Joseph, he brought in those guys from LSU. So maybe, it's going to be a different team. Maybe they'll be a little bit more motivated on defense. Well, he kind of shook up the defensive side of things when he got in here this week too. So,
yeah, and we mentioned the Iowa State coach, but I think Mickey Joseph knows that if he could do something, if he can work this out somehow and put this ship back on course, it could be a permanent situation for him there. I don't think just because it has an interim tag on it, he's a Nebraska man.
That's right. People love those ex-Huskers here.
Yeah.
So we got the Huskers. I'll be rooting for them, and then I'll be rooting for your. We'll take a look at your San Diego State team too. Are you rooting for them today?
Well, like I said, I think that their run game is sharply improved. I think even against a team like Utah, they can probably eat up some clock as well. I like that you said the under, because I know that there's been some sharp money. I don't know about steam or anything like that, but there's been talk about the over in that game. But I think they can eat clock, and that might help them keep it within 2 touchdowns. So I think they're getting back to what they need to do with the run game. That's what you think of, right? And when you think of San Diego State, because they've really had anemic passing offenses for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, be good at what you're good at. That's how I see it.
That's what they need to do. All right, buddy. Cool. Thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow with more Morning Team. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.